Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Norwegian High Speed Run in the 2021 Polestar 2 equipped with 19-inch wheels. The conditions for today's test are very good with beautiful weather, dry roads, but it is a bit cold, -7 degrees Celsius here in Sandvika. We should hit -5 degrees when we get to Kristiansand. And we have a tailwind on the way down of about 3 meters per second, which is of course a headwind on the way up. But according to a better route planner, which is the app I use to plan these tests, this car should only use 7 hours and 23 minutes with 3 charging stops and a total charging time of 58 minutes. That is about 26 minutes off the pace of the Tesla Model 3 long range equipped with heat pump, which is the car that sits up top of the throne in this test thus far. So not too far off that car. But what will be very interesting is to see how this car reacts to the cold weather today when it goes to efficiency, because this car does not have a heat pump, and also charging in the cold. So that will be very interesting to see. And guys, if you don't know what the Norwegian High Speed Run is, it is one of my standardized tests where the point of the test is to do it as quickly as possible. So we are battling the clock. And what that puts to the test is the car's efficiency, charging speed, and also how sensitive it is to cold weather and charging in cold weather. This simulates the actual travel time when you go from point A to point B to point C on a trip, opposed to something like, a range test where I try to maximize and get the most miles or kilometers out of a car. We're trying to do this as quickly as possible, so it is a bit of a different type of test. But guys, I'm going to show you, because we're going to go to 100% state of charge, but this car does slow charge, or charge very slow above 80% state of charge. It does not have a kilowatt readout, but you can see there it has a kilometer per hour readout, and we are currently at 86% state of charge, and we should be finished at 12:25. But look at this, guys. It is now 10:55, so that's 1.5 hours to charge 14% state to charge. So in the real world, of course, you would be better off just leaving now or leaving from your home with not 100% state to charge and then being off on your way. But because this is a standardized test, I tried to go to 100% with every car. We may just, stop at 95% and just, calculate that into our travel time at the end of the test. We have now been on the road for 40 minutes, guys, and we are down to 75% state of charge. We can check our consumption here. Is down to 25.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is a bit high. But this first stretch of this testing route has a lot of elevation changes, so high consumption, the first half an hour, 40 minutes, isn't unusual. Our first charging stop is at Fortum charging station at Shell in Kristiansand by the E18, and according to the car, we should arrive there with 21% state of charge, which is a bit less than what a better route planner was telling us, which was 25% state of charge, but we only charged to 98% state of charge because this car charges super slow above 90%. At 98% state of charge, we were charging at like 3 or 4 kilowatts, super slow. So in reality, we are only about 2% off what a better route planner is telling us. Okay guys, we are ready for our first charge stop. We are here at Shell Kristiansand by the E18, and the weather today is beautiful weather, and it is -4 degrees outside. That is the temperature it has been the past few hours now. And let's go ahead. These are the chargers that have issues with the e-tron. I never heard anything back from Kempower, so if anybody from Kempower are watching these videos, or from Fortum, let me know if you guys fixed the issues with the Audi e-trons. So let's go ahead and put this car into park, and then let's check the consumption. So we are now at 23% state of charge. That is very interesting. So driving a bit more frugal than what the car was estimating. And then let's go ahead and check. So 24.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We've been on the road for 2 hours and 20 minutes and 99 kilometers an hour in average speed. Yeah, that isn't too bad at all. Okay, so let's go ahead, connect the charger. Let me just do this, guys. Okay, so let's do this. So you have a manual flap here you have to open, and then I hope I'm parked close enough. I don't have to move the car. Oh, can I do this with one hand? No, I have to do this with two hands. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, and then let's find my RFID chip here. This is the Fortune one. And let's go ahead, and I don't have to push anything. No, payment is approved, it looks like. Okay, let's see. Okay, 23% stated charge as stated. And let's see if we get any decent speed here. It is climbing. So we have been on the road for a few hours, so we should have hopefully some decent temperature within the battery, but 50 kilowatts now at 23% stated charge. Yeah, that isn't the best. Seems like we are cold gating here, guys. A better route planner says we should charge to 58% stated charge here and then do our next charging session at the train station in Kristiansand at the Mer chargers. But from experience, those chargers are almost always occupied. So we'll have to see when we get there. But still, we should arrive with 30% stated charge according to a better route planner if we go to 58% stated charge here. So it's no problem to go, just continue our trip backwards to Oslo and then charge at the Ionity chargers in Lillesand. It's only 30 kilometers, so with 30% stated charge, that shouldn't be a problem at all. But let's take a look at our current charging session. And yeah, guys, we are cold gating here, as you can see. I should have done some yo-yo driving, but I didn't do that intentionally. And I'm also not running the heater now because that will skew the result from the board computer because this counts everything when the ignition is on. But yeah, we're at 47% stated charge. We're charging at 67 kilowatts. And we were just briefly at around almost 80. But yeah, so we aren't getting the best of charging speed. But considering we are charging now and then we are going to drive on the motorway again, we should get better charging speeds at our next charging stop. We are now in Kristiansand, guys. We've been sitting in traffic for about 6 minutes. I arrived here at the beginning of this tunnel 6 minutes ago, and our destination is 1.8 kilometers away, but you can see there is heavy traffic here. So for the first time in this test, we are not going to go here to, the train station. We do have, plenty of juice. We have 33% stated charge, and the car says we should arrive there with 32%. So we're going to turn around here because we have lost enough time. We could go there and we could just calculate and compensate for the time sitting in queue, but I thought it's just better to turn around here. I'm gonna save myself some time instead of just sitting 20 minutes extra in traffic, and I don't have to do much to adjust the time here because the time we have lost here is probably the time we would have used just to go into town and then back again because it's only about 3.5 kilometers. So 33% stated charge. Let's just check our consumption just quickly. Yeah, look at this, guys. 23.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Let's see if we can get that there. So yeah, we're gonna go turn around here. We're gonna go to Ionity in Lillesand, and then we're going to charge up there. We are now here at Ionity in Lillesand at the Circle K station here. So I've just hooked up to the charger. So we arrived here with 26% stated charge, and our consumption hasn't changed. It's still 23.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So let's take a look at what kind of speed we do get here to see if we are cold gating. That will be very, very interesting because it's not long ago we charged at Kristiansand. We've been driving now for more than 3.5 hours, so we should be getting decent speed because we did do that the other day when we did the winter range and efficiency and charging test. We did get decent speed when connected to a charger, because there's also always the possibility that those chem chargers aren't up to speed because they have been troublesome with other cars. Though with the I-Pace I tested there wasn't any problems at all. So, still only getting around 72 kilowatts. So this, goes to show that it may not be the chargers, it's that actually the car that we're not getting decent speed. So yeah, throttling there a bit. So this car usually just throttles and then it speeds up a little bit at a time. You can see they're climbing. But yeah, we're going to go to 58% stated charge here before we go to the next station. And guys, I also did calculate that we could do this with only one charging session. So, according to the car, I would have enough juice to go back to Kristiansand. Probably arrive there with maybe around 2 or 3% stated charge. That would have been fine. But then I would have had to charge it up to maybe 80 or 85% to be able to go back to Sandvika because of the headwind we are going to, encounter on the way back. So stopping one extra time is the better strategy to go as quickly as possible. We are once again Oscar Mike, and we actually only went to 51% stated charge because going to 58% stated charge was if we charged at the charging station by the train station in Kristiansand. But we didn't do that. We went to the Ionity charger, meaning we could charge less because we went further, and we will arrive at our next charging destination, which is at Circle K in Bamble with 10% stated charge according to the car, which is exactly the same stated charge we should arrive with if we went to 58% stated charge at the train station in Kristiansand. Yeah, a lot of stated charge. That means we are still en route. And I just want to mention, guys, that it is getting look at this, guys. This is so aggressive. Come on. And then it cancels. You saw how much I was turning the steering wheel there. Yeah, this is very sensitive sometimes. And even it's when it starts to beep and you do, give it a real tug, it really doesn't register. So it is a bit weird. But I just want to mention that it is getting lighter and lighter for every day that passes, and that is very nice. It is almost 5 o'clock outside now, and we still have daylight outside. Well, we have sunset, but it's not pitch black. If this was 1 month ago, it would have been pitch black at 4 o'clock, and now it's almost 5 o'clock. So yeah, that is just super nice, and I can't wait till summertime. We are now here at Circle K in Bamble. We arrived here with 11% stated charge, and our average consumption is now 24.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And we're going to check out the charging speed now, and I have everything turned off. The ignition and everything you can see here, everything is turned off. So I'm not drawing more, power from the charger than is actually going into the battery. And you can see here, now we are getting some semi-decent speed. We are at 105, and then we're throttling, and then we're throttling. And it goes down to 83, and then you can see it climbs up again. So this is what this car does. It's a bit weird and different than every other EV, where it just throttles, and then the speed slowly climbs up again. But yeah, but still though, guys, the maximum I have seen there was that 105, and the other day, as I mentioned so many times in this video, in my winter range efficiency and charging test, I got more than 120 kilowatts of charging speed. So I don't know why I'm not getting the same speed today than I did the other day. At more than 40% stated charge, we were getting more than 120. So I don't know why I'm not getting that speed today. And it isn't as cold today as it was the other day either. So I don't know what it is, guys. And you can see here I'm turn off the ignition and everything because, yeah, the trip computer does count time and everything while, let's see if we can get this focusing to work here. It counts, you know, the time and consumption. Oh, sorry guys, I am turning off that. That's what I have to do to, you know, make sure the heater isn't running, is to lock the car, but then the alarm is on and the alarm sounds. So yeah, I don't want, you know, to skew the results at the end of the trip too much, but we're gonna go to, I think we're gonna go to 60% state of charge, and then we will be on our way. We should then arrive at Circle K in Sandvika with between 0 and 5% state of charge. I'm 29 kilometers and 22 minutes away from Circle K in Sandvika, and you can see the car's estimating we will arrive at 0% state of charge. And you can see here that we have 11% state of charge left now and 35 kilometers of range according to the trip computer. And I've done some math, so we should be able to just about make it, but we are now passing Drammen. We have Lierbakken in front of us. This is where, when I drove the Jaguar I-Pace, we went from like 10 to 3% state of charge in 10 kilometers. And the car went into limp mode and turtle mode and completely panic mode. So yeah, oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. 1% state of charge is what the car's estimating now. So I'm crossing my fingers that we will be able to just about make it. We made it back here, guys, to Circle K in Sandvika with 0% state of charge and 5 kilometers of range left according to the car. Goes to show you that you can't always trust what the car is telling you, because this car told me I had 0% state of charge 10 kilometers before I got here. It actually jumped from 5 to 0 in like a split second. But I did the calculations, I trusted my calculations, and my calculations got me back here. But I wouldn't recommend you guys to just YOLO it and do it the way I'm doing it, because there's always a real chance for me going empty, running out of juice and being just stranded by the side of the road. And for me, the day I do that, that will make a cool video and make great content for you guys. The day I will do that, that will happen one day. It didn't happen today, thankfully. But the total travel time today was, drum roll, 7 hours and 53 minutes. Yeah, half an hour more than what a better route planner was telling us. And that is mostly due to we hit, you know, a bunch of traffic both in Arendal and in Kristiansand. And even though we, you know, aborted going to Kristiansand, cutting the trip a bit shorter, we still did lose a bit of time there. But we also lost 11 minutes in charging, because a better route planner was saying that we should spend 58 minutes charging today, while we spent 69 minutes. So this car really didn't have a good day when it came to charging. It cold-gated like it didn't do just a few days ago. But we have to subtract some time to adjust this to make the result more comparable to the other cars we have tested, because we also, you know, adjust the time there for, you know, variables like problems with charging, which we did have, and with, you know, traffic. So I think it's safe to subtract 10 minutes from today's time, putting this car at an adjusted time of 7 hours and 43 minutes, putting it about 25 minutes more than the Audi e-tron 55 under quite similar conditions. But I think today was the coldest temperatures we have ever had on this run. You know, the warmest we had was -4 degrees Celsius, and the coldest was -11 degrees Celsius. So a fair bit colder than we actually had with the Model 3 long range when we did the test. So that is very interesting. And also, you know, other juicy numbers is like the consumption was 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is quite a fair bit more than the Tesla Model 3. That is probably due to the cold weather and this car not having a heat pump, and also maybe wider tires and things like that. We had maybe stronger headwinds on the way back, even though we had stronger tailwinds. I think that will probably be a factor. The total distance travel was actually a bit shorter than normally because we cut the trip a bit short, 613.9 kilometers. So yeah, that is very interesting, guys. So the trade-off for this compared to the Model 3 long range is that you get a car that is much more comfortable and quiet to ride in on a longer trip. And I'm actually relaxed. I was, you know, the whole trip just sitting there like, I'm very pleased spending this time in this car. I didn't mind spending 45 minutes longer adjusted compared to that Model 3 because the seats are so comfortable in this car and the ride is so comfortable, and also the NVH levels are so quiet. So I really didn't mind it actually. Would I take a Tesla Model 3 with more noise and less comfort to go quicker? I'm not sure. Find out in my next video, guys. My don't buy series on this car will be my next video. So guys, let me know what you think about today's run. Would you take a Tesla Model 3, though knowing it being more noisy and less comfortable, just to go quicker? Or would you rather travel more quietly and more comfortably, but spending 45 minutes more? Let me know in the comment section down below. So hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.